Welcome back to the Chamber Guy. An analysis conducted by the Harvard Business Review found that when it comes to most leadership qualities that include resilience, motivation, boldness, teamwork, and a result-driven attitude, women in business scored much higher than men. This should come as no surprise, as women, as we very well know, value work-life balance, are very strong communicators, are empathetic, and handle crisis situations really well. However, research has also shown that some women entrepreneurs in this day and age still face certain challenges that they eventually overcome through self-confidence, hard work, and perseverance. To guide them on their journey and rise above preconceived expectations, certain organizations have stepped up with assistance programs specifically geared towards supporting women entrepreneurs. One such organization is the Cambodia Women Entrepreneurs Association, or CWEA for short. Established in 2011, the CWEA is representing the voices of more than 500 women leaders in business. Let's go have a chat with the Vice President of the CWEA, Mam Dathalineth, or Lynette, as she prefers to be called, to gain a deeper understanding about how the CWEA supports women entrepreneurs in Cambodia.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my interviews, the interviews of the Chamber Guy. Today, we are here with Miss Lynette from the Cambodia Women Entrepreneurs Association. Lynette.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Yes, me too. My pleasure to be attended for the interview.
Lynette, I'm pretty sure our viewers would want to know a little bit more about who we are speaking to. So would you be able to give us a brief background of where you come from, what your ideals are, and what actually brought you in to join the association?
Well, first of all, thank you very much again for having me for this interview. My name is Dathalineth Mam, and you call me Lynette as convenient. I start my business in Cambodia in 2015. Actually, before I used to work for the company, for the private company, but after I see an opportunity in Cambodia to start a business, so I just jumped straight away to start my own business by importing my product from Korea. And I ran my business for a couple of years, and then I have seen the Cambodian Women Entrepreneur Association, which is the association, the only one association in Cambodia to help promote women entrepreneurs. And it is also, it fit to my vision that I have had since I was studying. Previously, I studied in the United States of America. I came back and then I started working, and then I start my company. So when I see the opportunity, then I think, why not? I should volunteer myself. So basically, at CWEA, I am volunteering to help the association to promote Cambodian women entrepreneur voice. And as our vision, we are empower women, especially the entrepreneurship, because we have seen women have been viewed as a weak, we can say the minority in some country, and even in Cambodia, we are promoting, the government trying to promote, especially to close the gender gap, but still our voice is still very low. That's why Cambodian Women Entrepreneur is the only one association who have to bring our women's voice to be heard to the government. Because as a women entrepreneur, we are challenging a lot. We are challenging with culture norm, with family, and with the society. So with the Cambodian Women Entrepreneur Association, we gather all Cambodian women entrepreneurs to be one voice, so we can raise up our voice to seek for support and seek for to raise our voice to be heard. That is the reason that's why I joined Cambodian Women Entrepreneur despite this volunteer job, but it requires a lot of gap to to fulfill and to make myself happy, and of course for providing best interest to our Cambodian women entrepreneur.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate all the work that you've been putting in. I do believe that you have a lot of work set up for you, even much further now. Let us jump into the Cambodia Women Entrepreneurs Association right now. The CWEA was set up I believe about 11 years ago. Could you walk us through the early years of the CWEA?
Yes, actually CWEA was established in 2011 to be exact, but we applied to the Ministry of Interior in 2012. So until now it's about 11 years. CWEA is formed or established by the the initiative idea of Minister of Women Affairs with the World Bank. When Minister of Women Affairs can see the gap, as I said, an issue, and think this is a good chance to form the association where it can be a part of, I don't want to say the government body, but under the umbrella of Ministry of Women Affairs. So we established the WEA and then we registered under Ministry of Interior. It was founded by 14 members only at that time. So imagine back to 10 or 11 years ago, it was very small and it was a lot of hardship. And I highly appreciate to the founder who have established the CWEA. And until now, I can say we are moving forward very fast. We got a lot of support from local and international NGO. Of course, we got support from the government, not only Ministry of Women Affairs, but other related ministry, for example, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Industry and Innovation, Science and Innovation, Ministry of Labor and other related to ministry to make sure that our association is running smoothly. Until now, we have 1,800 members. Wow. And our plan, is to develop, to open another chapter for at least 11 chapter. 11 chapter, I mean that by 11 provinces. So our plan is to make all provinces, but for some reason we still have we have to follow our strategic planning and based on our ability as well. So we are planning this year 11 provinces until next year. And so far we have done a couple of provinces already. For instance, in Siem-Reap, they did very good job, very successful to recruit more members. We opened in Kampong Thom, in other Kampot, in other provinces surrounded by the city. And this is not gonna stop us. We are aiming to do more and more because we believe the more members we have, the more chance we have, the more the strong voice will be heard. Therefore, this is to answer to our strategic planning as well as to answer to our mission and vision statement as well. Yes.
That's amazing what you're doing. Now, prior to the pandemic, for 2 decades, Cambodia's economy sustained an average annual growth rate of about 7.7%, I believe. And it was one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Then the pandemic came into the picture in 2020. Help us to understand, to what extent did COVID-19 and the restrictive measures put in place because of it have affected the economy in Cambodia? And also, how has it affected the Cambodia business community?
Yes, as you have seen already, the COVID pandemic is not just affecting Cambodia, but all over the world.
Right.
And particularly in Cambodia, we have gone through a lot of hardship. Especially in 2020, we end up with closing down a couple of days. The government take very serious policy to close down, so it provides a huge impact. 2021, a huge impact to the businesses. Based on our survey CWEA has done, we can see at least 15% of our micro medium enterprise have closing down the business completely. Wow. And another 20%, they are in the process or maybe on the way to close down, and more than 10% they are considering. So the rest 50% still doing business successfully, I can say, because we have to believe that behind the crisis there is an opportunity. So I don't deny that there are some companies still survive and some companies still take a good opportunity to grab a chance to enhance their business model or the business opportunity. But for Cambodia particularly, because the government did, at that time, I highly appreciate to the government, they took very serious action first in terms of provide all vaccination. I believe in other countries comparing to our country is #1 in Asia to provide fully vaccinated to people. Until now, we have like 5 doses already. Some people take 6 or whatever based on condition. So this is one of the I can say the great strategy that the government took action to help not just only the business but all citizens. We got an equal opportunity to receive vaccination. So this is one point that really appreciate and can help the entrepreneur, not just women per se. I mean, to help the business, the economy of the country. And secondly, last year, 2021, on November 11, after we have some, close down in April or May, the government decided to open the business to freely, we can start business freely. There is no restriction. There are some restrictions still required, but comparing to the early year, at that time it's much better. Even now it's much better and better. There are some, even though the requirement to wear mask in public also have been cancelled. If you are free to wear, you don't wear, but there are some procedures that we need to follow in terms of the safety and healthy. But besides having a good strategy of providing vaccination all over the country, the government also opened businesses, especially for travel and tourism. This is another important aspect that the government took a serious action. They provide what they call open policy for tourists to come to Cambodia. Because in Cambodia, as you have known already, there are 4 important sectors in terms of helping the business grow. It's agriculture, tourism, education, and other services. And now, because we open in terms of tourism, we can invite businesses, not just only tourism, but other foreign direct investment also coming. And the government have launched a lot of policy to support those businesses to come to Cambodia. So these factors also helping us to grow the business. And also it provides positive effect to the small, medium enterprise. And another one that I forgot to mention is about exporting. We are based in garment factory. We export footwear, and our quota have been exported to foreign country is also not really constrained for us, because this is a good cooperation between the government and other countries. So I would give a big applause to our government in terms of helping us, especially with the condition. And last but not least, the government also launched a policy in terms of providing financial support to the small medium enterprise per se. They have the policy small SME bank. They have launched a small SME bank to provide hundreds of millions US dollars to help our SME to get access. And also they provide non-credit guarantee scheme to support the SME who got affected by the COVID impact, and then they can get some bad. Their financial is very bad in terms of borrowing money from the bank. So in order to ease the procedure to get money to support for their sustainability, the government also launched that scheme. So there are several schemes that the government have to support us. So that's what our country expected fully to increase our growth rate. And as you have seen already, based on ADB as in development bank, they make a calculation estimated the country GDP will be increased. And the growth rate will be increased from 3% in 2022 around 6% in 2022. Especially if there is no other COVID coming back, I hope.
We all hope that. We all hope that. But sometimes it's really difficult to say. We try to forecast maybe 6 months or 1 year down the line, but reality is we don't even know what's going to happen next month. So yeah, but it's good to be prepared, and I believe in Cambodia you have been heading the right direction, and you guys are really prepared. Now, let's talk about the challenges being faced by women entrepreneurs in Cambodia, because I believe everything starts from the time they are in school, the way they are educated, what goes through their minds, the way they have been brought up. Now, if you were given an opportunity, if you were given a chance to make one change in the current education system in Cambodia, what would that change be?
Yes, if I were giving a chance to make a change on educational system in Cambodia, one thing I would do is to make us to be equal standard to other country. What I have experiences on by myself, I graduated from Cambodia, and then when I went to America to continue my education, my certificate have been evaluated, and for some reason, some credit have been not provided equally, so I have taken it all over again. I'm not saying 100%, but some, for some instance, probably because of different measure or whatever, but if we can have like all on the same page, it doesn't matter you are graduated from Cambodia, from Singapore, from America, you have to be equally evaluated, so provide credited. So for Cambodian students, have a chance or have an opportunity to study abroad, and also we can invite people from abroad come to study in Cambodia, despite we are small, underdeveloping country or developing country, but still education should not be biased. That's what I want. So we can exchange student program between, like America can come to Cambodia. We have a lot of things to learn. We have a lot of things to provide to those people, and students deserve the right to learn and to be treated equally. But so far, the government working very hard to do on that. But I wish one day there is no your certificate from the country, your certificate from that country. That is not fair to all of us, because we are the student, we make commitment, and we have right, and we deserve that right. Yes.
I agree with you 100%. Now, let's come back to this question where we were talking about, the kids growing up and as they become entrepreneurs, the women entrepreneurs, they do face certain challenges given today's current situation. So in what areas is the CWEA support sought after by these women entrepreneurs?
Yes, so far for our member, we can say like CWEA member who come to our association, we have conduct a lot of, like interview. We ask them, why do they come? Why do they join? We have several questions to ask, formally and informally. Sometimes we did the survey, whatever, to collect information, because it is very important for us to understand the need and want of the member, and how can we deep down to the root of the problem that they are facing. That's why they are joining us. Because we believe if you are working alone, you're working maybe successfully, but you want to work very successfully and effective, you have to work together. So they come to us. So we, based on our survey, based on our interview, our formal and informal interview, we can identify there are some challenges that women entrepreneurs are working on. Are facing with. So what we have seen is they are looking for skill development, because they need to their own capacity. All our members, we are coming with, like not one standard. They are mixing from micro to medium to small, from micro to small to medium and to big companies. So the level of capacity are different. So we make sure that our members have a chance to receive all. So we're working on the skill development resources, build capacity building for them. And secondly, besides capacity building, the most important, they are businesses. So market is very important. So we try to find a market. We merge, what we call like merging. We find local as well as international market. So another word, because we can say that find market access for them to our member. And secondly, as we have seen now, we are talking about Industry 4.0, the digital era. So e-com digitalization is very challenging for them. Some people, they don't even know how to use app, how to use simple app. So this is part of our challenging that to provide them. So we are working on with our donor as well as with other with the related to ministry or related organization who have skill on that. So we provide support by providing training to them. And so far we have been working with Facebook and with other, like app development with the NGO who have ability or have fund to support on that, developing on technology skill to our member. So these are the priority. There are a lot of priority based on our survey, based on our research. We have conducted 3 white paper already. We found a lot of issues, and each issue we select only 3 important issues that our association think is very important, and it is the need and this problem need to be solved. So we select, and we can find out the common issue is access to market, access to information, access to education and technology usage. So these are the key priorities that we are working on to help our members.
As we go along, as you solve these issues for your members, I am pretty sure we will encounter further issues, new issues that might crop up, with the evolution in technology, and the roles of the people in various industries are changing, evolving. So new issues will crop up, but you are headed in the right direction. You're headed in the right direction, whereby you managed to pick out the most difficult ones, the most difficult issues being faced by these entrepreneurs, and you're solving them. Now, let's talk about your members. Who exactly are your members? What criteria do they have to fulfill in order to become a member of the Cambodia Women Entrepreneurs Association?
Yes, based on our name of the organization, a woman entrepreneur. So first, they have to be a woman.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that they have to be the owner. They could be the shareholder, and some company, their husband running business, but their wife also working for the organization. So their wife also able to join. And sometimes the senior staff of the company like a big company or maybe medium company, so the owner have no time, then they appoint the key person to join. So requirement, they have to be a woman, they have to have business, and they have to be sometimes, like I said, the lead of a women lead management managerial position level. And also they could be a top executive in the institution, because a shoe company, for example, some institution is not running like business, like school, for instance, then they have to appoint the top executive to join us. So these are the qualified or eligible members who are able to join our association. Yes, that's pretty simple.
Right. Now, I understand that the CWEA has certain strategies formulated to support your members through the various phases of setting up their business and successfully running their businesses. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about those strategies that you have in place?
Yes, based on our strategic planning, eventually we are working on what we call like the committee base. So in our platform, we divided into 4 important committees. One committee is advocacy. They are working with the government, lobbying, bringing voice challenges of our member, report to the government. And as I said earlier, we have conducted with 3 surveys already. We come up with 3 important white papers to address the challenges. And the challenges have been voiced to the government, and we got some support, some response. The government try to solve the problem, and we are on the process of solving that problem. Another committee is Business Development Committee, which is run by the board. The board is it's not just only a board, but a working board. And under the Business Development Committee, they are divided into 3 subcommittees. Is business networking. We are doing business matching, bring up, matching between local and international or local product. Market innovation, from time to time we do an event and trade show, so people can share their product to the public and understand and getting to know each other. And another one is capacity building subcommittee, is under the business networking as well, business development as well. Another committee is organizational committee. They are working on recruiting members, and from time to time we do quarterly, quarterly meeting. We visited the member to understand deep down what is their business, what can we do to help them, and so forth. And another committee is PR and media. Their job is to promote what is CWEA and publication, and doing some social networking. I mean PR. Sometimes we it's like running a company. We have to have marketing and PR. Yeah. Right. So basically, this is our 4 important pillars that our association have followed, and we are implementing we take it very serious action to implement it. And secondly, we also working with the government and with our donor with our advisor. So we have an expert, for instance, advocacy. We have our advisor who are very knowledgeable in terms of law and regulation, and also strong networking with other organizations. So to bring us to close the gap, and we always seek for advice from our expert advisor, because we are registered under Ministry of Interior. So everything have to be followed by law. So this is what we are doing. So make sure we are doing successfully, but also we are following the law and regulation, because we are an association. So there is no, I can say there is no, in terms of corruption, there is a zero tolerance policy for that. So we are purely transparent for all of the job that we have done.
That is really good to know. Now, Lynette, we have reached the end of part 1 of the series. I will speak to you again in part 2, where we will go through a few more questions with regard to the association and what you are doing to assist your members. So I would like to thank you for taking your time for this part 1, and I will see you in part 2.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.